And I ain't talking, not a Google search, you need to get your head right. The Greek goddess of illusion was called Media, and I'm not a coincidence theorist, I look for thread lines, smashing every deadline, no longer smashing red wine. Though I can hear the bells chime, it feels like the end times. That probably should have been smashed on red wine, but the carnal mind is foolish, obey and end up ghoulish. Don't get used by instinct, take control and learn to use it. Make a load of earnest music, earn a few quid, learn a few tricks. Sure, the truth is persecuted, this whole world is pure abusive. Know a bit about everything and everything about nothing. Figured out my noggin while you picture out shopping. You sit about watching while I dish it out, stop it. I don't mean to sound cocky, I'm not even proud of it. It's a second nature to me, just to be this out honest. I don't even need to sound honest, never been about profit. Everything but out on it, you can bet your house on it. Doubt I'll be out for the count when the sounds, and I'm down for the beat, no beat down. I mean, how long's it been? Help me out. I've been the only one who's held me down. All in the mind, hell freeze now. Still sick with it, healthy how? Few bars down and the world freaked out. I don't reach out, I seek out to speak out. I'ma recount the reasons they beat out. I am not the way, no way. I have seen the way. Speak, repeat, there's no way.
Hello and welcome to the 509 Divine Ponds podcast. I'm your host. Thank you for joining along. Like, subscribe, and share. It is April 18th, 2 days away from 420, guys. I hope you guys are lighting it up and having a blazing week, getting real elevated. You know, I'm going to a 420 party here on Thursday. I'm going to go ahead and try to get some VIP exclusive content for all of y'all and maybe get some interviews with some growers. Who knows? I might just be too stoned to do it. It's going from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. over in Yakima Nerd Center. So anybody wants to join me, it's $30. I believe there's tickets online. So it's like, 21 and up only, right? Hey, you guys are doing amazing out there. I hear all of you guys getting your vibes right. Everybody excited for the gym. I appreciate all of you guys complimenting me and supporting me on my journey and, giving me feedback that I'm doing you guys a service by helping you guys get a little more motivated. And, today we got my boy Wasp Boss joining me along with the news. How you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Hey, Philly's tearing it up, Joel Embiid, your Kansas native.
Let's go. KU.
Hey, that's the man right there, bro. They're triple teaming him, double teaming him. They're on him like flies on shit, and it's crazy, right? You got to give him the respect because they come at him for a reason, They're after him, and he's scoring. He's getting the buckets. He's getting the fouls. He's at the top of the paint. He's hitting them threes. He's crossing people, slamming, dunking, blocking, doing all them things, bro. He's literally playing on a MJ and Wilt Chamberlain level. And it's pretty amazing to see that, right? Because you see him years ago, right when he first came in the league, that boy was skinny and he bulked up. He went through the grind, and hey, it's like the ESPN and NBA, all that, they don't want to talk about it too much. They're like, Giannis, LeBron, Hey, man, what you got to say about that? You liking what you see from Embiid?
They're about to get Brooklyn out of here.
Hey, they're putting Brooklyn in the closet, bro. Hey, send that boy Ben Simmons home with a bag right now. Get him back to Australia. They need him out there, man. Hey, maybe he can play some defense because really, their government's really on the offensive. Yo, man. Hey, it's not even just Embiid though, James Harden, right? Because hey guys, sometimes we talk about sports here, and this is what we're doing, right? Look at James Harden, bro. He's actually having an amazing season. I think he averaged like 20 points per game this season, almost 21, right? And I think even assists, he's averaged like 10 or 11. So he's averaged a double season, balling. He's 13th year in the league, bro.
Oh man, doing it. Good year.
Yeah, man. Hey, what you liking out of that, dude? You loving what Philly got? Who you got from the NBA playoffs, bro? I want to hear what you got.
I might go with Oh man, it kind of hurts. It kind of hurts me to say this, but it got to be the Suns.
Oh, the Suns are playing tonight, right?
It got to be. Come on, it's KD, D Book. Like, if KD does not prove himself this year, his legacy will be tarnished. I hope KD does this for him. He got to get
So
us.
here's the bracket right here
Yeah.
from all the viewers at home.
Oh man. But if
Yeah,
KD
so
does not get it, I want the Lakers to win. So let's go.
okay, all right, man. So that's what you're
Yeah.
thinking. You're thinking Lakers or Phoenix. I mean,
Mm.
what's really behind that thought though? I mean, look, man, you got Los Angeles Clippers, bro. You got the one of the greatest Kawhi. You got one of the second best, point guards, like, at all time, nearly. Not literally like of all time, but I'm saying in the current league right now, right? So
Mm.
Russ Westbrook, it's an opposing force, bro. And then over here with Memphis, yeah, man, I agree. Like, okay, the Lakers are gonna smash out Memphis. Memphis had them problems. Uh, Sacramento though, man, them beams, bro. Shoosh. I really think Sacramento might give Golden State a problem. They're gonna be the sleepers, and that the Malik Monk, De'Aaron
Mm.
Fox combo, dude. That's the holy grail, bro. Because they're just so dominant. You can't run out of what they got because they're both like all day players. They'll give you 100% all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yup. And then I'm not even talking about Denver. Forget him. Jokic. I don't want to talk about that dude. He's good. He's too good, but he ain't like Embiid. So over here on the East, Boston's probably gonna handle that work easy. Atlanta, sorry, Trey Young. He ain't shooting threes like Curry and Clay. I mean, old school Curry Clay is what I'm saying. Not yeah, you know what I mean. And of course, Philly gonna do that work 4-0, and it's gonna be a tough one with Boston afterwards. But we going up here. So New York and Cleveland, what you got for those? And let me hear your take on the East.
Oh, Cleveland. Cleveland.
Oh, you think
Yeah.
Cleveland with Donovan Mitchell, huh?
I want to see Cleveland versus Miami. I feel like they got a rivalry.
Oh,
They
that's gonna be
do.
nice, right? Hey, but that's MVP. That's champ over there. That's Giannis, man. You think he's gonna get skunked out or what? It's gonna go to Game 7.
Yeah.
How you think it's gonna play out? Because I think Milwaukee's gonna rally back and it's probably gonna be 4-2. Cleveland maybe go game to game with New York and go maybe Cleveland pull it out 4-3. And then Philadelphia and Boston and Milwaukee. Let's see who we got. I think it's gonna
Oh,
be
shit.
Philadelphia versus Milwaukee in the finals. Giannis versus Embiid. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. What you got? What you thinking, man? So who
Uh,
do you think is to be
uh,
in the finals? And how you think it's gonna play out?
I got Philly and I guess the Bucks.
Okay, and then over here on this other side, who we think is gonna be the other two on the West? The
Hmm.
Lakers and you said Lakers and well, it can't be Lakers.
Yeah,
So
could be
Lakers
like that.
Phoenix, right?
Yeah,
Lakers
Lakers.
Phoenix. All right, Lakers Phoenix. So who wins out of that? And who wins out of Buck and Philly? Philly, of course.
Oh man, you said Philly. What you say? I'm about to
Yeah,
go
Philly,
Philly.
Philly and Milwaukee. Who do you think is gonna win from that? And then who do you think is gonna win out of Phoenix and Lakers if that's those are the final four?
I'm about to go with the Lakers.
Okay, Lakers versus who? Who you got?
I'm about to go with the Lakers.
Lakers. Oh, so you think Lakers over Philly? Oh Lord. Oh man. Oh man. You know what? Hey, LeBron James seemingly is on that Tom Brady routine. Just
Yeah,
doesn't age, right? And beyond that, I'm not sure if the rest of the squad holds it down because, like, I see some spurts of AD here and there, but can he hold it for the remainder of the season? You think AD can keep it together, man? Because if he can, then they'll be a dominant force. That's tough. And I'll be real. I was watching that game against Memphis, and I like two things. I like that Austin Reeves kid, and what Rui Hachimura were doing, and it was great to see them cats because Rui Hachimura was always playing against Philly because he was on Toronto, so I always watched him. He was nice. It's just that he was on a Toronto where they just didn't probably utilize him the best. Maybe they have the right pieces, and then now he's with the Lakers and he's behind LeBron. And I think he's getting that LeBron effect where, like, if you're great and you're right next to LeBron, then you're going to be even better. It's going to be like that Kyle Korver, you know what I mean? That like J.R. Smith level, right? They're like, they just got significantly greater.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's gonna be pretty cool to see the Lakers. But I do think, if anything, Denver might handle work. So maybe Denver or Sacramento. Sacramento might be the sleeper. Sacramento versus Philly. That'd be wild. But who knows, man? Who knows? It's gonna be a good one. Who you got tonight? We got Phoenix and LA right now.
Oh, they're playing against LA, yeah.
Yeah, you going with the Suns? You think they're gonna win the tonight's game?
No, I'm gonna go with LA.
Okay, you think they're gonna 2-0 and become?
Yeah.
And Suns gonna.
Right. It's 11-13. Clippers up. First quarter,
Snap.
11-13. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got the live updates. All right, guys. Hey, so next up, hey, dude, it's right here. Teen recounts terror as Alabama mass shooting that killed her brother and 3 others on their Sweet 16. That's wild, man. Yeah, so it says before Alexis Dowell headed to her Sweet 16 party, she sat on her big brother's bed to tell him that she was nervous for the event she had been planning for months, only to make her laugh and assure her that he would make sure she had fun. Just hours later, she was among 4 people who were fatally shot at a party venue in downtown Dadeville on Saturday night, a massacre that also left 32 other people injured, stunning the small Alabama city and leaving the investigators scrambling to find out who did it and why. That's man, we've been seeing these over the last 10 years more and more, dude. This is crazy, right? It's like, what do you think's happening, bro? Do you think that this is all more gun control, or like maybe more people going crazy in the world and, like, choosing violence?
Yeah,
right?
Something is making these people rage out like that, and it's happening. A lot of people are doing it now. Why are people raging out like this?
Yeah, like, you think that it's like some demonic possession, eh? I think that there's like some demonic influence where people are being misled by false spirits and going through voices in their head and like having these all types of like twitches and paranoia and false thoughts, be influenced by outside entities, realms, and maybe just like a destruction of humanity as a whole as well, by these things, right? It's like some people, right, can control themselves and their spirit and their sanity, but we see it more and more, like all these pills and all these people out there having psychological issues and resorting to the doctor, right? And that just pushes it further and deeper. I Who knows if this was caused by some pharmaceutical pills, but like it's definitely something though that's not like natural, right? It's not. This isn't just like people waking up one day. I'm so happy that I'm living. Let's go shoot up a school. It's like not that. You know what I mean? There's like actually something deeper, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh man. So next up right here, we got a Digital Currency Monetary Authority launches international CBDC. And this is yeah, the Unicoin guys. I'm not sure if we had talked about this. I think we did, but this is always something that we need to uh let you guys know on, because this is serious. The Unicoin can like literally destroy cash currency, and if that happens, then well, all of our currency can be controlled through the online networks, and artificial intelligence can hack into it, control it. There's a whole bunch of issues that can happen, and we should really worry. It, the facial recognition stuff. This isn't good news. Are you ready for this? Or do you think it's gonna fly?
Who's behind this? It says DCMA. Who's DCMA? Digital Currency Monetary Authority. Who are they behind? What's behind them?
Yeah, it's a good question. We'll have to figure that out, right? So
Yeah.
the director, Daryl Hubbard, and the chief architect of UMU says UMU strengthens the international monetary system by helping the IMF achieve its stated mandate to provide economic and financial stability to member states. UMU is a game changer in how cross-border payments are transacted and mitigated against seasonal and systemic local currency depreciation, Hubbard says. Banks can attach SWIFT codes and bank accounts to UMU digital currency wallet and transaction SWIFT like cross-border payments over digital currency rails by passing a corresponding banking system at the best price wholesale FX rates with instantaneous real-time settlement. Universal Monetary Unit model law legislation has been drafted in collaboration with several sovereign states, which dictates that UMU should not be enacted as legal tender for negotiating domestic price or international trade agreements. So, oh man, you know what this says? This says rules for thee or rules for you and not for me, right? That's pretty much the motto. Yeah, like so right here it says this will not be a legal tender for domestic trades and or international trades and stuff. So like between them, they're not gonna have to like use this. I mean, and I'm sure anybody who's actually in the trade market won't have to use this either. But like for the most part, every normal citizen is going to have to use this digital currency, and it's going to be, um, yeah, that's a good question, man. The Digital Currency Monetary Authority, the DCMA, isn't that like the DCMA already a thing though in America? Isn't it like something like that?
I don't know. I never. I'm about to see. Like DCMA.
The Unicoin also complies with recent crypto asset policy recommendations proposed by the IMF and can be configured to operate according to the central bank regulations of each participating jurisdiction. So, the International Money Foundation or Monetary Foundation, I think, right? That's what the IMF is.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's an International Monetary Foundation or something like that. Um, well, yeah. Also known as Unicoin, UMU is powered by artificial intelligence and adopts a central banking monetary policy framework to ensure that it has continuous purchasing demand, minimal price volatility, and annual asset pricing targets. So this is pretty much what came after Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was the test pilot, pretty much, maybe, or it got hijacked and the idea got jacked. Pretty much, this is 2.0, the government's version and the world government's version of sustaining a one world order, new world order, and implemented by, supported by people like the World Economic Forum, Davos, and these Rockefeller institutions, Rothschild institution foundations, you know, Carnegie, um, Bill Gates, the Bill and Melinda Foundation, for sure. Remember, because Bill and Melinda Foundation and Bill Gates and Microsoft, whatever, patented patent 0606060606, which is um, all our movements are tracked and attached to a CBDC. And at the time, 4 years ago, no, they were like, well, we don't even have a CBDC, so whatever. Well, guess what? Now we have a CBDC, and that patent is monitoring all of your movements and things, and yeah, okay. I gotta. We're gonna go ahead and check out what DCMA is and get another run through of that patent 060606 now here on the next episode. So we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to go deeper on that one another day. It's gonna be interesting though because you kind of already see it in other places for sure. Like who knows? Who knows if it's gonna be good, if it's gonna fly. Hey, well, yeah, the future's fun, huh? Oh no, it's not. And next up, hey man, I seen this, and you know who I see this first? Justin Timberlake's Instagram. So, black teen shocked after ringing wrong doorbell is a gifted chemistry student and a gentle soul. Former teacher says.
Hmm.
Ralph Paul Yarl, the 16-year-old boy who was shot after ringing doorbell to pick up his brothers. Yeah, man. It's a wild story. So what I seen Justin Timberlake post on his Instagram is that um call the DA or whatever and have them get arrested and like bug his office to make sure that the perpetrator gets arrested because right now uh the the man is not arrested. So why they're asking for the arrest is because he got this 16-year-old Ralph got shot once as he was fleeing, right? He just like he must have got told to leave or something. Not really too sure, but he was leaving the property regardless, right? And he got shot, and then on the ground while he was already down and bleeding, 11-year-old boy. So there's no fighting him, no gun. Uh, the the house owner shot him again on the ground. So he shot him twice, and the second shot is like a violent act. It's not like a self defense act at that point, dude. You're like it's a kid, like you know what I mean, Was?
Yeah, I'm looking at the guy who shot the kid, and it's like this guy looks old. Like he looks old and crazy. He said he's 84. What is
Yeah,
he
he's
doing with
probably
a
off
gun?
meds. He was on meds. He's old people, man. They want to protect themselves. Old people have guns.
Hmm.
They have guns from the grandpa. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's a tragic story, dude. It's definitely a tragic one. Rest in peace to little Ralph.
Hey,
He was a musician. He was a clarinetist who recently earned Missouri All-State Band recognition with honorable mention. Ooh, that's wild. Yeah, talented musician, huh? From the Missouri All-State Band. And the coordinator said that 1,500 students auditioned in December to be part of the Missouri All-State Band, and that Ralph was recognized in the honorable mention for the best clarinet. Oh, okay. So he didn't make it, but he was awarded an honorable mention, probably next up in line. So maybe the next year he would have been selected. He maintained a stellar GPA while taking mostly college level courses. He loved science and hoped to pursue science and music. Oh man. Recipes. Next up, this small Missouri town could become the state's UFO capital. So one small Missouri town could potentially hold the title of UFO capital, Missouri. Have you read the? Have you actually been there? Sorry, have you been there, Was?
nah, I never been there in Missouri. I didn't know Missouri had that much activity of UFOs, but it makes sense, I guess. Kind of in the middle.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even recognize that. There was no screen, guy. You should have told me that we didn't have the screen up.
Oh, my bad.
um, you're good. It's all cool. Yeah. So Interesting, right? We're starting to see the recognition of UFOs everywhere. People are talking about them and not afraid of them anymore. Ain't that right? Or what do you see? What do you think?
Yeah, people are
This is
becoming
coming from
more.
Fox 4 right here.
Yeah, that's big. People are becoming more acceptable of UFOs around. I think because of space and all these other companies, because I feel like somebody's gonna go to the moon and we're gonna find something. So we gotta be able to explain what's on the moon. That's gonna happen within our lifetime. We're going to the moon and we're gonna find something. That's gonna be big. That's what we're here for. The big disclosure.
Well, I mean, in one essence, like we could also be the return of Christ, right? So if if all the uncovered documents and history of our biblical and angelic past is true, then it's not just going to be the return of Christ. Like there's going to be a lot of other stuff that's happening. More of these UFOs or angels and things in the sky, and could be a mix of all of it right now. What we're seeing, as we mentioned earlier, there's a floodgate of like demons, but they're now maybe on the other side, like this is. I'm not saying all aliens are angels, but I'll be real. I'm 100% positive that some of these aliens are angels, and what we know as that class, the heavenly realms, right? Like yeah, just from all my research, that's the way I see it. And you can kind of correlate why the government calls them uh threats because the government low key is anti-God, anti-biblical now. It's like trying to deny God, deny everything of our ancient past. And so if they're calling these bad, then you could probably go ahead and assume that that's not true. It's actually that some of these UFOs are actually good, and they do pertain to our biblical past, and helpers, maybe what watchers, the children of God, the brothers of light, as in the Emerald Tablet state, that there's brothers of light and brothers of darkness. And what's interesting is that even the book of Isaiah mentions something similar to from the Dead Sea Scrolls, something similar. And yeah, yeah. What do you think? How do you what do you think these are, man? What do you think UFOs are, and like what do you think all these other entities are? Explain from your point of view, for my viewers. This is the first time them hearing what you think about these.
Like kind of like you said, it's probably like a mixture of both. Some may be light, some may be dark. Like not necessarily could just be like somebody in a machine driving something. That could be one form of a UFO, but it could be like an entity we can't explain, some type of thing. Just like it's light. That's how bright it is. Can't explain it.
Hmm. Yeah, so a mix of different entities. Indeed, I do believe that, and they are for real trying to help us. Have you heard the medbed technology?
Make bed. What is that? Make bed.
The med bed, med bed. It's
Make
pretty much like, have you seen those pictures on Twitter where it's like this weird technology of a bed? It's called a medical bed, right? And like, it has all this technology over it, so it's photonic healing. You get on it and you get healed. You don't even have to have a doctor. It's just like it's that powerful, right? Like people supposedly in the secret space program, people can have healed limbs, like their limbs could be blown off, and it provides DNA and cellular regeneration at like rapid speed because of the technology, right? And who we are, like we can, some of the technology can literally 3D print us real quick, right? And if some of this higher dimensional technology from aliens is existent the way that it's been told in many of these cases, and the abduction cases, the UFO cases, missing 411 cases, different things that are out there, interacting with us and what it can do to us, for the good and bad, but also, primarily for the good, right? It's a powerful thing. I think it's beyond real where of course, the humans right here, these Rothschilds who want to put us on one, destructive energy, have carbon pollution for everything, flood our mind and brain. Of course, they're not going to let us know about those outer technologies that can heal us and free us.
No,
You know
they
what I
wouldn't.
mean?
Not yeah, they wouldn't want us to know about none of that. And probably a lot of that technology has been here for a long time. Who knows? We could have had a med bed a long time ago.
You're right on that. So I mean, so that's the thing about the pyramids. Have you heard about that? Right. So like, well, we know that the pyramids can provide healing with the Bosnian pyramid already proven 100%. There's articles and YouTube videos, references, books. The Society of Bosnia is trying to protect it. They're doing their best. The military is literally protecting it. And it's one of those things. The whole country is in on it. Like they're actually like against the Rothschilds and against the New World Order and World Economic Forum. Like they're they do not want any of that UN in flooding in. So they have not allowed them. And it's interesting, right? Because that pyramid is the network with all the other pyramids, which is even from the stories that we have heard from Egyptian elders in passed down traditions of how the pyramids were providing healing. There were these light transmutations, which is why, there's always these speculation of ancient aliens like, hey man, is this an energy reactor? Is this something more than just a tomb? Because it was none of those were tombs, right? It was like all around the world we got like healing pyramids. Even now in down in Mexico, I might say this wrong, Teotihuacan or one of the others. Their understanding is the same thing underneath the pyramids. There's these chambers to provide some quantum healing because, like, a lot of these ancient sites, they have like pools of mercury underneath. They have like limestone slabs with water sources, water channels going underneath it. They have all these interesting properties inside the stones, and in geometric patterns, and with just amazing technology, right? That's still standing today, and it's pretty fascinating. Um, Definitely pretty fascinating.
Hey, 509, you should take our listeners on a expedition or at one of these sites eventually.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing. Well, I know there's something here in Washington where I could like copycat or someone. That doesn't sound good on air, but there's like this tour of scary sites in Washington State where
Yeah.
it's like you can drive pretty much from my location to Canada, and or like in a circle, a huge circle, and you can like visit 12 haunted cities, and it's pretty cool, I guess. I mean, I actually haven't really visited too many haunted places, but I guess I'm down. But I would also need to protect myself. You know what I mean? Like at least get a pendant or something. Because yeah, man, those things are real. You don't want to attract like some of those scary places. But there's also a lot of good. There's a lot of good camping sites, hiking sites. In
Yeah.
Washington State, I mean, I know Randall Carlson does the Scablands. I think Tony Merkel just did a Bigfoot hunt, and he made a Bigfoot video, but there's no Bigfoot, but there's some other weird shit. So, man, good enough. But other than that, it seems like a lot of Washington State's um ancient technology is not here. Like that, there's maybe it's in the mountains, deep in the mountains where the military and stuff is, but like there's not really too much. There's the Washington Stonehenge, and then you got the Washington. Well, actually, just recently I found out about a 9/11 memorial. So one of the world's only 9/11 pieces of metal. So supposedly, bro, listen to this story. One of the only surviving pieces of metal from the 9/11 Twin Towers is right here, 30 minutes away.
Why?
And there's like this huge piece. I no idea, but it's also 30 minutes away, pretty much from Hanford. And that crazy stuff about Hanford. I was actually going to go into a drop about Hanford, right? So Hanford is mentioned in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on the game mode Transit. And if you actually listen to the story of that, they talk about Hanford, being used as a test facility where Nazi scientists were extracting like plutonium, iridium, uranium, and a whole bunch of other shit and making some type of technology or killing some type of people and ritualizing them or using those nuclear substances to poison and make the citizens of Tri-Cities and Hanford and all the locations right around me, bro, like within an hour away from me, right? And poison them and make them denizens, right? So it's weird that Call of Duty has that because I've actually like studied about Operation Green Run. This is actually my first YouTube video. Operation Green Run, right? It's Project Manhattan. We see all these scientists back in the 40s and they're making these nuclear substances, and guess what? In real life, literally like 60 minutes away from me, there are records of these scientists and military pilots and it shouldn't just be called bad military people, right? Bad military people and a whole bunch of bigwigs and them dropping uranium and nuclear substances literally on cows and in the water and on people in real life. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, because actually Call of Duty mentions this. Like they call it Operation Green Run 2. It's like one of the nicknames. So it's like literally they're putting it right in front of your faces in the video game. They're like, haha, oh shit, you're doing this zombie work and this is why it was caused. And in real life, you actually study and look at it, right? You look at what exactly happened. It's the same exact thing. It's a pretty interesting thing over here. So I could do some type of tour over here in Washington State, but that'll be for the future. Maybe you can go ahead and help me out with a little bit of the tour guiding. I'm only one man, and a team makes the dream go, brother. And yeah, that whole thing is interesting. Operation Green Run. Have you played Call of Duty Zombies?
I'm watching it right now. I guess it was on Black Ops 2, right?
Yeah, man. So the story actually gets real crazy because I watched a 7-hour video where this dude described the whole story, and it starts in the 1800s where these people pick out this weird stone, this weird energy from a mine. They're like this weird radiation they're mining out in the 1800s, right? And they're like, what is this shit? It could cause mad power, and eventually they start like trying to search for this type of stuff and misuse it, and it's one oh my god, my dogs, excuse my dogs, right? So the story also goes along, the story of Nuketown, right? So the Nuketown story is mighty fascinating, where people don't know, but that Nuketown is actually based on a real site. It's called Project Trinity, where in like 1958 or 1954, some shit like that, I don't know, around those dates, they did more nuclear test bombs and at that site. And well, one of the craziest UFO and ET stories, because we're talking about UFOs right here, might as well, actually comes from this site, Operation Trinity, the Project Trinity site, because they dropped the bomb, but it was the craziest shit ever, where they said they saw these military people, military personnel. They were out in like Arizona White Sands, I think, or New Mexico White Sands, White Sands. Yeah, somewhere in the 4 states, one of those 4 states, right? The 4 states that connect White Sands. I think it might be New Mexico or Arizona. Anyways, maybe Nevada. Right there, same thing. These generals were like, "Yo, these UFOs are appearing as many other times, with the nuclear stories. They're like, hey man, these UFOs are appearing around these bases." That's what they keep on saying. And so with this Operation Trinity, Project Trinity, same thing. They're testing a nuke. and these UFOs appear, and I guess afterwards, this ET, appeared and it's like, hey man, you guys are doing the wrong thing. You guys are playing with power that you guys should not be playing with, and it's pretty much the same message where like, hey, this is power that's not being used properly because, like, understandably, bro, probably at the time there was a lot of this power in the wrong hands, right? So pretty much they were trying to prevent it from going in the wrong hands, because that's how it's been for a minute, like the last couple 100 years. The power's been in the wrong hands, and yeah, dude, it's pretty interesting how Call of Duty really goes into it, and it's not on like this false level where they're using bad data or they're using fake data, because a lot of people are like, oh, don't trust the movies, don't trust the video games, and that doesn't say anything, bro. Like, nah, hey, you're actually supposed to trust some
Yeah.
of these video games. You're supposed to trust some of these movies. Speaking about aliens, I was actually just watching Paul a couple days ago. You watched that movie?
Oh man, is that the one?
Simon Pegg?
I don't remember. I feel like I have, but I don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah, that little alien, right? The little
Yeah.
the little gray alien. Yeah, what's your favorite ET movie, man?
Favorite ET movie. I like the Alien movie. Remember Alien? Like Alien.
Okay.
I like those.
Yeah, and
What's yours?
hmm. All right. Well, that Prometheus was pretty good, so it's along the same series, but like real alien, you know, like how because the word alien, it's weird, right? We can look at Stranger Things, and some of these things are kind of alien, or are those demons? Like, what do you consider that in Stranger Things? That fucking Vecna, is that a demon or is that an alien, bro?
I didn't get that far in Stranger Things. I just
Oh my god.
my bad. I
Hey,
plan on
hey, well,
watching.
now you got a girl. You can go ahead and run season 4 and trip out. Cause, hey, dude. So hear me out, dude. They dropped 1 million, bro. They dropped 1 million per episode. That's a lot of money, dog. You know,
Big budget.
they really went all in, and they did amazing work. You actually look at the military influence, right? Dude, these dudes had some crazy military influence. Dude, like everything in there was like high level. It was actually not the normal Stranger Things that you've seen, because it involves some Russian shit, which is really weird, right? Like how they get that approved. Uh, but dude, you gotta watch it, bro. I'm not gonna tell you too much more.
No, no, spoil it because what I do know about it, it kind of has something to do with CERN, right? Portals, aren't they dealing with like different, like it's flipped upside down or something, dimensions? That's
Yeah, so okay. Yeah, dude, it's like for sure some MK Ultra shit mixed with a little bit of CERN, but also mixed with Project Montauk over in New York, right? You know about that Project Montauk a little bit?
which one is that again?
So Project Montauk, what, and also like I think it was Operation Stargate and Grill Flame. Phew, man, there's some crazy things back then. So in New York, between the 30s and the 60s and 70s, 80s, they were doing a whole bunch of tests. Like, they were even doing the Men Who Stare at Goats remote viewing stuff.
Mm.
The movie Philadelphia Experiment. That's pretty much based on the same stuff. Where like they were these scientists and government officials were trying to break through dimensions and create like time traveling, but they're also using people as like superhumans, trying to test their abilities to the super strengths, maybe influencing like other dimensional entities, and like these MK Ultra victims who they don't even understand like what they're seeing, like they're just creating these victims, and trying to push them to like these superhuman strengths, and pretty much create like this super soldier. I would say some of the first adaptions of the super soldiers programs were probably over there, right? you know. And then what do you see? Speaking of animes and cartoons and TVs and stuff, like what do you see with some of these test subjects, like Resident Evil and other animes, where the military puts some type of technology in them, right, or puts them some under stress, puts them through some type of programs, tries to put them like through a super soldier program, and then what comes into those soldiers, like this super massive like demon, right? Like this berserker, like they're completely unleashed and on this superhuman, beast strength, right? Isn't that like one of the themes, right?
Mhm.
Kind
The
it
super
is, huh?
soldier, it is. I don't know, like they do be drip feeding things in media with what's going on, so we definitely should pay attention. I'm looking at some super soldier movies now. They're probably on point with some of those. Let's see.
Yeah, man. Because it even goes into the other side of what we were talking about earlier, where there's like this demonic influence. I actually say it all the time. There's this mass MK Ultra influence on society and humanity, and it's affecting people. It's like making them turn towards dark ways and making them be addicted to sin, and going wild. Like completely beast mode where they completely lose it. You see a lot of people snap and then they're like, I don't even know what I did that, man. Like,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Because like, yeah, man, there is all this stuff that's being released in these movies and showing us, and for sure, and it's actually affecting humanity probably in some hidden way, being implemented by all these different tactics, technologies, poisons, radiations, MK Ultras, these programs, and woo, man, oh man. Hey, next up, guys, let's go ahead and talk about this. So, mystery spiral captivates Aurora spectators in Alaska. Let's go ahead and play this. I'm gonna play it. Information was connected to SpaceX launch in California. You see that right there?
Wow, that's crazy.
So this, I guess the SpaceX rocket looked like in California leaving. You see that? Interesting spiral. So what they're saying is that those are like ice crystals rocket is making.
It still looks pretty cool though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be real. I was actually looking at another article that showed one of those exact spirals, and I thought it was something else. I thought it was a portal.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next up, I'm gonna right here we got a lot about Samsung. We're gonna run through these articles pretty quick. The military has a huge contract with Samsung. Actually, Samsung makes some of the tanks. They have a station in South Korea. It's a manufacturer, right? So Samsung has a manufacturer TechWin that makes a lot of the devices. Even so surveillance, aeronautic devices, automation devices, weapons technology, probably even phones. And I wanted to go ahead and just talk about pretty much Samsung because there's a lot of stuff that's happened. Samsung actually um, just announced that they were gonna get off Google and go to Microsoft Bing, which is interesting because so the Alphabet company and Google, right? One of their bigger donors is China. just like Apple and Samsung and Microsoft. You probably majority of their money probably comes from America. Um, so you know they want to work together instead of Samsung having to work with the quote unquote enemy, right? Because right, so right here, I'm showing you this article that Samsung and the military work together. So of course, if the American government doesn't like what's going on with China and thinking like, oh, TikTok being used by China for spying, all of Apple products are being used for spying, probably Google is being used for spying. So there's, geez, I mean, the trade war and the political war even goes big through our phones, right? So this is just a push. I would actually say, guys, if you guys want to be real, get off the iPhones and start getting yourself some Samsungs because I severely see that the Apple iPhone quality in America is just gonna dwindle. America doesn't want to support it, so they're just gonna kind of, I wouldn't say axe it out, but they're just gonna edge it to the side, and then it's it's gonna be because they Samsung also needed to make a huge new chip manufacturing site. So with the problems on chip manufacturing, right, that we because we get a lot of our chips from China, and so now we're not getting them. So America need to have their own chip supply. Well, there's a new $25 billion Texas chip plant that is in the works, and this is to match a $228 billion chip plant in South Korea. So Samsung just put up 250 billion for two chip manufacturing plants, and from the looks of it, the South Korean plant is the world's largest chip facility, and it seems to be like 10 times the size of the one in Texas. Um, Fascinating. It says it plans to invest 300 trillion Korean won in a new semiconductor complex in South Korea. Sheesh. So, guys, we're gonna see in better chips probably. I'll admit. So the computers are probably gonna start getting better here in America as long as we can supply ourselves with chips and all these other different little technologies and be self-sustainable. And Samsung is helping do that. Then for sure the technology is getting better because for sure if you guys haven't seen the Samsung S23 Ultra's phone is crazy good, like 200 megapixels. I don't have a 200 megapixel camera. I think it's like either 100 or 50. I don't know. It's a Samsung S22, but I could see the craters and the cheese on the moon. And with this 200 megapixel camera, you can see probably the aliens on the moon. Nah, it's a joke, but like literally, uh, it's gonna be so good. And this is just the start of it. Like America wants to finally fund itself, and Samsung is cool. Like, um, I've always been a fan of them. I loved it, and I love this new phone. Pretty cool. What do you think? What you got? You got an iPhone?
Actually, I do got iPhone. I used to get Galaxy phones back in the day, so maybe I need to switch back over to Galaxy. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, man, do it because you're gonna start seeing the connection quality of your iPhone stuff just kind of dwindle, man. I don't think it's just gonna be a one of those. It's probably already on its way down, as it's not even the number one phone supplier in America right now. I don't. I probably that's what I think. I think so. And so next up, this is from We Are Mighty. DARPA's robots could lead future raids. So we've been seeing these dog robots, and New York just released a dog robot. California was trying them a few years ago, San Francisco specifically. And yeah, these dogs They could be used in the police force or raids or military. Wow.
With the robot dogs?
And maybe it could be used to drive a truck. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right here. I'm not really too sure. That would be interesting if they could have robots that can attach to our vehicles, but that'd be kind of scary, man. Oh, snap! Like it's it's one of those touchy subjects, you know. It's it's playing with fire, you know, because you can use these things for good, but at the same time, it could also be used for bad, real bad. What do you think about robots, man? What's your take on robots?
I was thinking about the Jets earlier. 'Cause remember the Jets had a maid. So I think maybe when robots, once they get rolled out, is like more human-like and mechanical movements, that might be some of the first ones. Might be like like maids and things to help us around the house. Um,
Yeah, I feel you. So they already have these robots in many of these places. But you had mentioned this article to me earlier, man. So hundreds of Southwest airline flights are delayed. Do you know more about that? Because the only thing that I see is that it says intermittent technology issues, which correlates with what Monkey Works has been talking about the last 2 years. There's a lot of hacking on our technology and cyber infrastructure, and with that, even our airplanes and phones and all that, banks. Um, so it's all having problems. It's all having issues. Yeah. Did you find anything more about that?
yeah, that's kind of wild. I'm I don't want a smart car. I'm cool on the smart cars. I don't want one. I don't know about you. Would you want a smart car?
No, 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 no. This isn't a smart car. That's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about the hundreds of flights that were grounded.
Yeah, I'm saying because like
The
it's basically
airplanes.
the same thing. Yeah, I'm saying basically the same thing. They could hack cars. They could hack airplanes.
Oh, oh, I
Things.
see. Yeah, I don't want
That's
to.
how
I
I'm
don't want a
trying.
smart car. That'd be too wild. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Yeah,
Yeah, that's scary. They could bring down. I don't know. They could bring down all the
yeah.
airplanes and just.
That's where I've been seeing these videos of people making their own mechanical airplanes and
Mhm.
them having a self-driving vehicle that you can do on your own. Like you don't have to rely on the electronics. Like you can run it off gas or water or even just like gears and switches and levers and pulleys and all these different type of devices. Uh Dude, I mean, learning how to build a mechanical engine is pretty interesting, right? Because you can actually, create a device that doesn't run off any type of fuel source, sometimes friction or even just like its own uh, ingenuity. I've actually been checking out a lot of videos of old technology of like stuff that's before 1920s. Pretty fascinating, bro. Scooters, buses, airplanes, zeppelins, uh, dude. You name it, they got it. Like skateboard, like motor skateboard ish, motorboards. Just like the technology that was actually there back in the day. Is being hidden from us, like we've said 30 minutes ago, dude, these technologies are being hidden from us, right?
Mhm.
And so so with that, you think that maybe the elites are saying, oh man, you guys are enjoying your life too much, having too much flights and enjoying too much banks and smart cars and all this electricity and so they're causing the problems, or you think it's outside influence?
Oh man,
Probably. It's probably the big wigs, because of course.
that's a good question.
Man, man, that's an interesting one because, like, they don't need any more money. The shit they already have the world's money, and they print money at this point. they can literally, have this digital money created, and it's pretty wild. They can create trillions overnight. It's not cool. They do not need us. So from here, from the watch guru, Brian Armstrong highlights chances of Coinbase moving out of the United States. The United States is getting messy, man. They're trying to create these crypto regulations. Remember, it's you're right. It's not.
So where are they
cool.
moving to?
No, there's no idea yet. They're thinking UK, but UK is also trying to enforce crypto regulations. So maybe it's kind of it sucks, bro. Right? This Brian Armstrong dude. I don't know if this guy is the owner or not, but what have we seen over the last like 20 months with crypto owners, bro? And big time owners. They end up dead. They end up just killed.
Yeah.
Man. But that's why that Unicoin came in, because they don't need these crypto makers anymore. The government already figured it all out. The big wigs already figured it out, and they took it all, the data, and now they're just copying it, mimicking it, and getting rid of the competition. Fucking, it's savage. It's just another, hopefully, panic. Remember, all that were big bankers, rival, J.P. Morgan, Rothschilds, fucking all of them, right? So, what they do? They pretty much got them all on a fancy ass boat, and then they fucking sunk the boat. And they did that digitally, pretty much again. They put a lot of big wig good guys on a digital crypto boat. Hey man, you guys should make these crypto coins, and we'll fund you, and then now they're axing them all out. Shit. Hey, so moving forward, we don't want to talk about that too much and depress, but there is some other news that depresses us. Nah, just kidding. So here, breaking. Parking garage collapses in an explosion, trapping multiple people and injuring multiple people. So we're seeing the footage right here, guys. This is crazy. Remember what I've been showing you for at least a year, that the infrastructure of America is pretty weak, man. Like, we're built on cheap foundations, cheap soil. The actual building manufacturing policies have been dwindling. Carpenters have been showing that a lot of the wood has been actually like degrading, whatever, over the last couple of decades and centuries, right? Because when these scientists use all of these pollutants and aerosols and things in the sky, and so change pesticides, herbicides, ammonia, or aluminums, all this crap. What it's doing to the trees is that it's making them weaker. It's making the rings grow like more spongy instead of solidified. Then the trees aren't able to solidify. They're very bloated, pretty much, right? Because they're filled with all this fake stuff, fake sugars, fake chemicals. So the trees are getting fat, pretty much, and with that, the skin is getting fat, and the wood is getting cheap. Instead of strong wood, now the wood's just kind of like bloaty, and so all of the wood that's been being collected over the last like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years is every 10 years it's getting worse and worse and worse. And it's not just like the aerosols. Remember, it's also the farming and the industrialization practices and the forestry practices of misforestry, pretty much like them cutting down the wrong trees. Because we've seen the redwoods over in California and these giant sequoias and giant trees that have existed like crazy giant. And what did America do stupidly, well, let's not say America. What did the, elitists do 200 years in making? They've been chopping down the biggest trees over and over and over and over again, and not like letting trees get back to the right size, like the ancient times, like the giant trees. So what that is doing is that's not creating a lot of ground shade for smaller trees and creating a lot of cooling. It's also keeping these trees hot. So pretty much all the trees are the same size, and now they're all the same temperatures. And it's like that's not something that was ever normal, right? And with that, if the trees don't get cooling, then they're constantly sweating, and they're constantly not able to regenerate in a cooling process. They're just staying hot for centuries, right? And that's also creating some wood problems. So it's not really having like strong, resilient wood where it's able to regenerate and grow the best wood. It's actually like constantly under stress, and it's you know yeah, man, it's interesting. There's all sorts of different reasons. It's but this is an explosion though, right? Who knows? Did you hear anything more about the explosion? I haven't seen much.
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear nothing about that. So the parking garage was in Manhattan, right? Said
Yeah,
Manhattan.
New York.
So was it like a business parking lot or was it like a residential?
I don't know. It looks like a parking lot. I can't really tell right here. It doesn't really see. Man, them parking lots get really weird, bro. There's private parking lots, residential. There's public. You got paid parking lots. You got parking lots on top of fucking buildings, on top of diners. Yeah, these parking lots get wild out in New York. Pretty interesting, man.
Yeah.
It said more than 10 and 60 firefighters and additional resources have been dispatched to the scene. I will keep you guys updated. Maybe if there's anything more that needs to be shared, I will let you guys know. But for now, so I found this from Science Focus. Dairy was essential to the survival of ancient humans in extreme environments. So pretty much like the people way up in the north, right, who are super like uh cold. Like I guess dairy helps them stay warm and gives them proper proteins and gives them the proper materials, nutrients, and it's interesting. It's pretty interesting. It says examining 40 individuals across 15 sites. Every skeleton belonged to milk drinkers. Had been just recovered from sites sitting over 3,700 meters above sea level, and the highest dairy consumer found at the 4,654 meters. So this is where crops were hard to grow, so they needed more, I guess, dairy, instead of vegetation. Pretty much that's what this article states.
Mm.
Pretty interesting. It's up in the Tibetan plateau, so the Tibetans and the monks, I guess maybe. Next up, guys. This is interesting. This is a scientific paper that was found, a manuscript, a 8th century Milan Veranda Biblioteca Ambrioso Nana. I don't know. It contains 15 palimpsest leaves used for 3 Greek scientific texts. And what this says is that it shows you a way to put like 7 iron type of devices together, iron plates or iron, you know, metal formings together to create this meteoroscope to read the stars and stuff. It's pretty interesting. It's a super long article, but we're not going to get into it. It's just that that's the only reason I want to show this is that the technology that's been around for thousands of years uh, is greater than we think. You know, way greater than we think. Right here, next up, we got a tomb of steward of a moon temple, smaller chapels on Earth and Saqqara necropolis. Um, this is a, one of those things where they're constantly finding new places, and it's fascinating because a lot of people are like, the ancient history is full of myth and doesn't exist, and it's just fairy tale fog, blah blah blah. But no, like every 10 years we're uncovering more places, and we're showing that history is real. It is definitely very real that whatever is underneath the ground um, actually does exist, and we can't deny it anymore. A lot of these places aren't what they say they were. The tombs aren't tombs, and the temples aren't sacrificial, demonic places. Like these temples, a lot of them, were used for natural, earthly things or light things. That was a mix. It wasn't just so everything was bad. No, there was a lot of good, like magic and practices, occultism, or whatever esoteric studies. To even hype on that right there, we got it from scientific reports. So direct evidence of use of multiple drugs, entheogens in human hair analysis. So about 3,000 years ago, uh, over in Spain, the remnants and you know archaeology is showing that these people had drugs in their system. And you know they knew what they were doing. Like I've been saying for a long time, these guys knew what they were doing. Like way back in the day, they used plants because these were plant drugs, right? So they they used it for health reasons, spiritual reasons. Psychoactive drugs have been used for like a millennia, probably. And so right here, from the insider paper, Facebook owner Meta plans to lay off another 4,000 employees on Wednesday. Man, remember I've been talking about this for a while, boss. Man, these
Man,
guys are just getting laid off left and right, huh? From Disney, Facebook, everywhere. Why do
poor
you think
thing.
that? Because they're getting replaced by AI robots, or is this the woke culture, the go woke, go broke, where Facebook and Disney has gotten so poor? I mean, not like literally, but like they've lost. They took a big hit. They lost a lot of money in the last like 3 years, right? We're going super gay, super weak. You know, just what do you think? What do you think it is?
Facebook lay off 4,000. I know the metaverse that flop, right? People are not buying them headset things. I don't know anybody who owns one, and they invested so much money that nobody's using it. So I don't know if Facebook's gonna be around for 10 more years. Gonna slowly dying out.
Yeah. All of that is going to be very bad. It's going to just fail. These guys put themselves in a position that they knew they weren't gonna get the love. They were just trying to misuse humanity, and all of their employees hate them. We see Veritas, Project Veritas. These dudes are idiots, bro. A lot of these dudes are just taking orders, and then we see what Twitter and Twitter's going through the Twitter files where a lot of the employees were like, "Man, we don't want to do this shit." So they were doing it, but they didn't want to, right? There was like a lot of in-house fighting, and that's what's happening. Probably just a lot of salty people who are mad because their shit didn't work out. All of their evil wickedness just doesn't work out, and yeah, it's pretty wild. Oh, next up, play ball right here, man. A discovery of a 3,400-year-old ball court. Hey, dude, if anyone like tries to hate on us for playing basketball or football, dude, I always like to think that maybe these sports were around like since the dawn of humanity. What do you think, bro?
Sports have been around a long time. 3,400-year-old ball court. Man, that's old.
Right? In the southern state of Mexico in Oaxaca, it's a Mesoamerican sport that they found the court for. There was different versions played by Olmecs, the Mayan, the Aztecs. The best known version was contested on a monumental stone court and involved players knocking around a rubber ball using their hips. Dude, like, you know, that's what's cool about sports. Like, it's not just something new. This is ancient. Like, soccer. I always found this fascinating connection to soccer, bro. Like, I always thought soccer was one of the most ancient sports ever. And it's little that I knew how old these things were, right? Like, did you ever feel like this connection to sports or physical like athleticness and getting out there where it wasn't just something new like that we were doing, it was something natural and ancient,
Kind of just
like jogging, working out.
I can see that. Yeah,
Like, do you feel that?
yeah, like natural.
Yeah, man. It's in our blood. It's who we are. It's been around for a long time. This is nearly 3,500 year old. Like, so I'm guessing, bro, this isn't gonna be the last one. Like, you know, we're uncovering a lot of stuff in Guatemala right now, and the lidar is barely uncovering like anything on this planet. Here within 10 years, the lidar technologies are going to be so much more advanced. We're going to start uncovering way more of the forestry that's covering the ground. It's awesome. I love getting into archaeology. And so my last piece of news, guys: Wisconsin Assembly passes bills outlawing local gas engine bans. And to harp on what Wasp Boss was saying, we do not want electric cars, and neither does Wisconsin. So they're trying to ban the banning of gas cars, right? So yeah,
What?
this is a win. Yeah, I know. Funny. It's funny, right? So it's just
That's
these
crazy.
the GOPs are trying to create a little bill that blocks the government from banning gas engines, just like they did in California and Washington State. So in Washington State here in like 2030, I don't think there's any gas powered cars that are allowed on the road, and I think California did the same thing for 2035.
There's gonna be a lot of tickets.
I don't know if it's gonna pass. Like,
Uh,
yeah, who knows? Who knows how they're really gonna control that, bro? I don't think a lot of people are gonna take that. They're gonna like for sure drive their gas cars. Throw me in jail if you have to. Fuck that, man. I'm driving my car. Nah, I don't know though. But you seen over the last 3 years, there's been so many softies, taking these fucking orders, vaccines and mandates and all this, right? You know what I mean? They're like taking, dude, they're sucking up to the system, bro. I don't even know. I don't even know if people will stand up and realize what is going on. There's so many cucks out there who believe this carbon fight, global warming, global change, global fucking emissions bullshit, that we're poisoning the planet. It's not even us, and we're not even poisoning the planet. The planet's not even poisoned, actually. It's actually just natural fucking every 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 years that our Earth and solar system and planetary alignments go through cycles, and even the things like the geomagnetics and the solar flashes, and the seasons change and all this shit. Even the continental pushes, where the ridges and the plates, the tectonic plates move, so the continents move, and then the oceans like change and islands appear in different places. The glaciers move, and the Earth constantly changes, and so does this, like, whatever we live on, whether it's a globe or a flat plane or a fucking oval or an egg. Who knows what it is, man? But we know that it constantly changes and morphs because it's a living entity. Like the water and the earth and grass and the plates are moving, the magma's moving, everything, all of these different, insides are moving. So, like, it's really not us causing a whole bunch of pollution and the smoke pollution, carbon stuff. It's kind of like, these bigwigs are creating a little bit of clouds with their geo warfare, and then everybody else is just getting scared. Uh, they see one thing and think 100. That's the fear tactics where you can create the image of a boogeyman, but there's gonna be 100 different boogeymen that you don't see. Like literally, like you can kind of, or how about this? You see 100 boogeymen, but you don't see the one real killer or whatever. You know what I mean? Like everybody's just misperceiving what the real issue is. How about that? They're misperceiving the real issue, and I don't know, man. I think if I'll be real, bro, I don't know how many people are gonna stand up with the gas cars the way that we think they should, bro. What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. That it ain't looking good. Please, people, don't give up your gas powered cars for a smart car. I don't care if it is
Oh
free
no.
or at a discounted price, or they give you money for it. Don't give up your gas powered car.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely riding my bike more, and I'm gonna have to just go ahead and get a motorbike, bro. Get like yeah, get some type of, maybe, like, create my own little airplane, because like I've been seeing that people create their own little helicopters. I guess you could create your own little man-made helicopter if you know what you're doing. You can do it, I guess, but you have to like fly it at a certain level. You can't
What's
fly
that one?
like above 100 feet.
What's that one thing where it's like a fan on the back and you got like this glider? Have you seen one of those? You got like a fan
Kind
on
of in
the
the
back.
water.
No, it's like on like a plane, like for one person. I know what you're
Like
saying. Though.
the drone copters, where the drones, where people attach 4 drones to a seat and then they fly.
I've seen that one.
Yo, man, there's all these cool technologies, and people's creativity are coming out more and more. I literally see a few different types of drone helicopters, homemade ones. It's pretty fascinating, bro. Some of these people have like super large, powerful drones, and they create their own little helicopter. And then some of these people are using like small drones and creating their own little helicopter. They're riding in it too. Like they have their seat and they're flying. So I think the regulations is that you can't fly it above a certain level if you're your own homemade craft. And okay, let's just say you do make a homemade craft and it's very, very like you can take it to a certificate and authorization place and actually get approved to fly in the air at certain altitudes, but you have to like probably make sure that it's safe and effective and all that stuff, right? You have to show them and prove all that. But it's cool. You can make your own. I'm thinking. I'm definitely like in the last few years, bro. I've been thinking about making my own like something, bro. Like my brain's just been going in that way, and you know, um, I'm glad that I finally have the right people like you around me, bro. Because like literally,
But
bro, like years ago, homie, man, I came out with a lot of these ideas, but people around here are evil, dog. Like they just want to be evil. They just want to like they ain't about a good life trying to do better stuff. They're I don't know, something's addicted and they're saying like I'm telling you, bro. I think it's the Denny's and shit that Call of Duty's harping on. Like low key, there must be something real to it because like there's a whole bunch of zombies and like devils out here, bro. It's crazy as shit. Like you look at people's eyes and like 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 they're evil, bro. Like you
mm,
can tell like they just evil. Like the way they talk, the way they do things. They don't like. There's something like you can feel like there's like a devil above their shoulder or something, right? And it's weird, bro. Um, yeah, man. Out here, I kind of want to move, bro. It's just stupid. It's not the greatest place. Maybe even move a little bit more. Maybe get like a second house, like eventually in 10 years or something. But when I can afford it, but like have like some small place out in the forest or something. Like a cabin house. Hey, that'd be sick. Where I can what is it? What's that? What's that? Where I can rent out my houses? What's that called?
Airbnb.
Airbnb, yeah, Airbnb, a cabin house in the winter, right?
Yeah,
Oh, that's smart as shit, bro, huh?
yeah.
You get two houses, you Airbnb one half the year, so the winter you're not in Washington State, and then I'm down over here in like Arizona or something or Texas, New Mexico in the summer, and then boom,
Mhm.
when it's too hot over here in the summer, then I fucking Airbnb my ass back, over to Washington State and put this other house on Airbnb. That's smart, bro.
That's a good
That's what
idea.
people be doing these days, huh?
Buying houses and renting them. Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
yep.
And it's like, we're in the perfect position too, because me and you like we're mad supportive. Like I was mentioning with technology, like I had hateful people out here, like sinners, like they didn't were promoting the technology, they ain't promoting these ideas of like flipping houses, like it's hey, I appreciate you, homie. I'm just
I
be
appreciate
real.
you, Joseph. I would always love being on your show. I'll be here next Tuesday. Great show. And thank you, everybody. Be blessed.
Yeah, man. It's about an hour and 20 minutes, so we can just run it through for an extra 10 minutes. Just
Okay.
so, or we could just call it good. What's the score on over there at the game, man?
That's
How's the
what,
Lakers, or is it Warriors? Who the fuck is it? Suns. The Suns, right?
yeah. So the score right now is. Oh, damn.
Oh, I got it right here. So the start of the third quarter just started. It's 59-65. Hey, you know what, guys? Hey, it's been a wonderful 80 minutes with you guys dropping the news, and me and Wasp Boss are gonna go ahead and check out that Suns and Clippers game. Hey, let them know any final words. Is there anything that you want them to know, like be prepared for, or be wary for in the news or something? Anything.
Do I know anything that?
Or like no, it's like is there any message that you want to give out to my viewers? What I mean, like one last thing, like hey, besides being back Thursday, like hey,
Okay. Okay.
go take your subs, or don't go on that CBDC, or anything like that. Messages
I
like
got
maybe
a
anything up and coming. You got anything up and coming?
I got a few things up and coming, but what I want everybody to do every morning when they wake up, say, "Dear Universe, show me how good it gets today." Just do that every time you wake up in the morning or throughout the day, and see if anything changes for the better.
Well, I just had it in my head, and I felt like a light pressure and change. Like I'm good with energy, right? And I felt like a positive um, rush of energy. Like I'm opening up and accepting the future, and accepting new possibilities. I just felt like some new energy come through me. It was pretty interesting, like a rush. Because like I haven't said that before, really. I mean, I know you told me, but I haven't really actually said that like in my head, like too much, like. Dear universe, show me how good it gets today. Because that's telling the universe, like, hey, man, I'm ready for your magic. I'm ready to experience the unseen and the magical. And yeah, guys. So where can I check you out, boss?
Check me out. I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, and I'm just wherever. That's all I got.
Find him on Twitter. You can go ahead and find Wasp Boss on Twitter and Instagram.
Thank you. Where can they find you? What about your supplements? And we trying to get some deals on some things. What you got going on? We need some supplements.
Oh yeah, man. So the last few months I've been at the gym because like lately I've been needing to like push myself, man. I felt myself like stuck, right? Like kind of just wasn't making more progress than what I wanted. So the last few months I've really been at the gym, and I've been taking this new stuff. This is not sponsored, guys. This is actually completely not sponsored. I've been taking this new stuff called Novex Biotech by Shaq. Shaq sponsored, right? And and one of them's called Shaq Pack. I think it's like vegan stuff, and it's pretty amazing. It's non-GMO. I don't even know. I'll be real. I don't even know. But it's supposedly natural stuff. That's the key thing. It's like these naturally formulated um, products, right? So there's like a testosterone booster. There's a HGH booster. There's this Oxydrene, which is the oxygen booster, and it's pretty fascinating because yeah, I've been taking the HGH, natural HGH for a couple of weeks. Man, I feel amazing, bro. I feel like completely pumped up. Dude, everyone is like noticing my energy at the gym too, like for sure. I'm staying there longer. I'm getting deeper workouts, and besides that, you got to use the Boomer Boost products, and you'll get a 2-for-1 combo, and you'll be able to keep yourself healthy while getting the power, and that's the key thing because like you need the healthy base. Like that's what Boomer Boost got. They got that 70 nutrient blend, so you get a little bit of that in your biome, your gut, and it covers a lot of ground. It covers a lot of bases, vitamins, nutrients, minerals. These are amazing natural remedies that you can do to upgrade your body, mind, and soul, and really take your life to the next level. You won't be able to reach the next level until you push yourself to the next level, and your body is holding this you back most of the time because of the way that the Matrix wants to keep you in a box. And what keeps you in the box? Them boxy chemicals, them simp chemicals, them McDonald's, them Starbucks. All them GMOs because it's all fake, artificial. So it ain't real. It's boxing you in, man. And with that, get on them Boomer Boost products. Go to boomerboost.com and use coupon code Joe30 for 30% off your order. All vitamins, nutrients, supplements, minerals, and they got a whole bunch of updates all the time. They got a cool blog you can go ahead and talk to people with that are going through the process with you. And hey, this is made for elderly that was eventually made into an athletic blend. So this is actually good for everyone all around, all ages. This is not gonna kill your grandma or grandpa, and hey, you old folks, you old heads, this isn't gonna give you a heart attack. You young heads, this isn't gonna give you some weak, cheap results. This is effective stuff. This is made and formulated, like I said, for athletes secondary in mind, and MMA fighters use it, and yeah, a couple other professional athletes use it. Hey, this is great stuff. People want that organic and non-GMO, and this is what we got over here at boomerboost.com. And also, go to heartandsoilproject.com and use coupon code 509 Divine Pines for 20% off your cannabis seeds and nutrients. And 420 is right around the corner. You want some hemp seeds, cannabis seeds, right there, man. That my boy God said that he travels around the world and gets premium genetics that one of a kind, literally. He formulates them, has all these different runs. You can go ahead and check him out on Instagram. Also, be more in tune, but heartandsoilproject.com for just your primary resources. And also, use coupon code 509 Divine Pines over at Pepper Envy LLC for 10% off your best pepper seeds, man. Literally, like I said, spring is here and summer's around the corner. You want them jalapenos, serranos, fetalis. You want the ghost peppers, the reapers. She got it. She has the best. I mean, I was burning my face off. I was a man, though. I wasn't dying and rolled on the floor. I was standing up, hitting that Ric Flair drip. Woo! You know how it goes. Hey, man, it's been a wonderful day, guys. I love you guys. You guys have a blessed day. Be blessed. Be high. See you soon. See you guys on 509 Divine Pines podcast next time. Be blessed. Be high.
Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught up in the loop. Got up out it cause I found the truth. Woke up to a beauty of the day, the sun is shining, so I'm finna stay. Sitting, soaking up all of the rays, till I feel it surging through my brain like some booger sugar. Did a lot of cane, experimented with it, couldn't name all the times I did it, feeling like a fade. Yeah, I'm really glad that I let it go. go. Cause I gotta be prepped for the time when the plane ride is a new norm. So I know I'm gonna stay high, blaze on the ganja. Feeling like I make my music go to another level while I take off. I can't ever stop this, fell in love with it, fit like a glove. So I'm never ever done with it. So now I'm about to rip another beat, ayy. One day I'll make $1 million in a week, yeah. Shooting for the top spot, feel like I'm a hot shot. Like I really got a chance with it, I will not flop. Somebody gonna make a dance when I pop off. Gonna have all the bitches taking all the tops off. I've been feeling like I'm really gonna kill it for the rest of my life. So I've been staying focused. In my soul, I've been feeling like $1 million. So I know that everything is really getting closer. Yeah, no posers, only been hanging with the ones I've chosen. Only all the people that are living in the right way, cause they spending every day growing. Yeah, no whole shit coming in my life and then leaving in a moment. That's the shit I'll never let into my life again. Cause lately I've been feeling like I'm golden. Never showboat, I just showcase on my music that I made this far. Always knew that I could be the one that would get this far. Now I'm right here looking in my mirror, trying to figure out if there's any more fear. Cause I'm getting rid of it all, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting rid of it all. Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught.